on in, everybody. You know, I tried to do this earlier, and I think I just we ate so much pumpkin pie. We had my daughter here from Kamloops, and we just ate a lot of pie and fell asleep. Anyway, it's time, not almost dinner now, and it's time to do a video because yesterday I moved my orchids out here. Wednesday's usually my watering day, but because we had company, I did it yesterday, and it was just the water flush, which was good. So it was quick and easy, and I brought them all out. And do you know why? Because, you know, quite often I used to wait longer if it was really hot and I'd had them indoors to protect them from some of the heat, like I had to move them back in this year. But then if I wait too long, what happens is the nights get too cold. So it depends on where you're living. But what do we know we need to ensure that we get spikes late winter and spring? If you live in a climate where you are just heading into winter soon, what do you need to do? Well, we've done one thing right because we made sure that they were getting lots of nitrogen fertilizer in the growing season, storing up in their roots and leaves lots of energy to make those flowers. So we talked about that in a previous video, and we've all done that, haven't we? Now, the other thing they needed was they still need lots of light, because we can fertilize them and give things all kinds of things, but they still store their sugars, their energies from sunlight. They need that to also just keep enough strength to get them through the flowering season. So we've made sure that they've had lots of sun. You know, not enough to get burnt, but they've been getting bright light. So, and the third thing that we want to do is make sure that they get Maggie, come over here. Come on up here. Sorry, everybody. You know, we just want, she's licking her lips. When she wants dinner, she comes and looks at me and she licks her lips. And that's Maggie's little simple. That's how she tells me she's hungry. And she wants a treat or she wants her dinner, and then she licks her lips. It's getting near that time. So now is the important time to make sure we have a 10 to 15 drop in temperature in the evening from what it is in the daytime. So now with these being back out here, what's the temperature here right now? It's 86. So normally in the hotter part of our summer, we were over 100 out here. Too hot for the orchids, way over 100. Now here we are looking at almost, you know, 4 p.m. or something soon, and we're still not up there. So this is better temperature, but so if I say, okay, it gets to 90 here, then 10 to 15 drops would be 80, 70, 60. 60 would be, well, not even that one, 70. So it's only going to drop, if it's 80 now, get this right, Carol, 10 to 15. So they're looking at 70 or mid 60s. So, and if it doesn't, so you have to sort of look at the temperature. If your orchids are in air conditioning and you want a 10 to 15 drop from their normal temperature, then we don't have air conditioning, then you have to make sure that they're going to get that drop in temperature. If you're keeping your house at 70, you might want to put them in another room where you don't have it's not as warm. They still get maybe a spare room that stays a little cooler. Put them in at night, take them out in the daytime. Something 10 to 15 degrees in the evening for overnight of what they're getting in the daytime to ensure that you are going to get spikes. And there's many inventive ways of doing this depending on where you live. Now here, of course, we don't have air conditioning, so even our house temperature was up to 90 most of the summer. So our drop in temperature comes naturally. It is getting very cool in the evenings. And even though it's hot, we haven't closed our windows. Our screen doors are open and breezes are coming through, and they love this. They can sense in the air another signal to do something else. Something is coming. And when the colder nights are coming, and it's telling them, it's setting off things that are deep in their DNA to start getting ready for something flowering in the spring. It's all about so they can keep living on and having more flowers and creating baby flowers, and that's why they need it. And it's just not me saying this. This has been proven many times. In the greenhouses, they use air conditioning, fans. They do the same thing. They will drop their temperatures to encourage all their orchids to flower for whatever season they want. And they can do this anytime they want for more orchids when they want them. So it is important, and I have heard people in some places have had to use old fridges, put them in a fridge. I have heard everything, but whatever works for you, wherever you have a cooler spot for overnight. Now, if you have a patio and it's covered and nothing's going to come there and eat your plants, they would just love it. Just a couple weeks, some say 2 to 3 weeks, but at least a couple weeks, and that will be enough to set off those signals to the plant. So here mine are all here. Now, if I'd waited to do this till Halloween, now a kind of Labor Day is actually a better signal for us to start thinking about finding a spot. Because if I wait for Halloween like I have done other times, what happens is it's too cold. I don't like it to drop below 55. That is getting a little too low. Maggie, you better behave yourself. So anyway, here they are. They're all here. And I have a beautiful mister blowing down here. And I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to show it to you. But we went into a local thrift store, and this mister was there. It's Buy on Air. And it's big. It's like this big. And the water storage is this big, and it's very easy to fill. And it was $2. Now it came with an extra extension cord. And I thought, holy smokes, this is worth $2. I brought it home. I cleaned everything up. And whenever I see a secondhand mister, like I got the blue misters in the window, I always check out the disc where the mist comes from to make sure it's not looking like it was used for 50 years. And it would be all crusty with white, hard, dried salts from your water and different things. So you can tell looking at that. And those discs are also replaceable. You can find the small ones and the bigger ones online if you have one where the disc isn't working anymore. This one, it looked perfect. I just washed and cleaned the whole thing, and I'm going to show you a close-up of it. But yeah, there is advantages to thrift stores and garage sales. And it's better than throwing something away. So anyway, I'm going to show you this, and then the only orchids that aren't here are in the other room because they're in flower, and I'm not really too excited to see them flower again so soon. So I've left them in, and I'm still enjoying them, and I want to show you another surprise. So I'll show you this, and then I'll take you in. And if you've got any questions, you can email me, and I'll put my email below in the description of this video. I don't mind trying to answer your questions. You can send pictures of your orchids, and I can put them on the community channel for others to see. And I don't use that for my orchids personally. All the orchids on the community channel are ones that you people are sending so that you can communicate with other growers that subscribe here. So quite often I say this is Scott's orchid, and I'll show a picture. So underneath there's a place to comment, and if you comment, that person will come back and answer it, I hope. So that's how it's supposed to work, and you can get lots of ideas there. Maybe you have an orchid you want to hear from other people how to help it, or what you did wrong, or you just want to brag. You want to tempt people to get what you've got. All that works, and that's a good place to do it. So anyway, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to take you in and show you my surprise. Okay. Okay, I want to show you a close-up of this mister going. There we go. It's a big one. I mean, $2. You know, it pays to be a bargain hunter. So this is the one I just repotted. If you can see, this is looking real dry, and I watered yesterday. Maybe damp right in there. It's by another halfway through the week, if it stays hot, I'll have to still water twice a week. So I got a lot in here hid. I got another tiny mister going there on low. And I have one of my misting bowls here for these ones. Lots of root growth coming. Some of the ones that I don't want as much light, I've hid in the back. I cut the flower off of this one. New leaves coming still, so I'm not changing fertilizer yet because there's still good growth happening. Look at these roots. I love aerial roots. Okay, so now over here I just have the one dendrobium. The blossoms haven't opened yet. They'll still go in the greenhouse for a month. It doesn't get below 50 out there, and they can take it to help induce flowers for next year. Okay. So my windows are empty, so now I will clean them, and then they'll be ready when they come back in. So here's my little corner I like to sit and read, and I'm usually surrounded by orchids. Right now, this dendrobium is the one that flowered early because there for a while we had some cool nights, even though it was very hot. And it just said they wanted to produce some flowers. And I'm still enjoying Alphinia. and Georgia Pearl. So I haven't put them out, but I seen Georgia Pearl has a leaf coming. I'm very happy. So, and this is my cactus window because this one I can't shade. I have a blind on this inside and I can put it down, but it only covers the wall area, and that part always stays hot. And these cacti, they seem to love it anyway, so it means I can leave them there and not worry. And I still have lots of room for my orchids now because of the 2 windows that also need cleaning now. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.